Hey, Fox here. So there seems to be a lot of confusion on power-ups still. So I'm going to do a tutorial on the whole dang system. Basically, go through everything, the differences in power-ups versus upgrades, what can be powered up, what can be upgraded, the ability chems versus the scheme chems, and so on and so forth, team chems and whatnot. All right, so let's get straight to it. So there are two classes of cards for power-ups slash upgrades. And there are the power-up cards. Only certain cards can be powered up. And the cards that can be powered up are labeled power-ups. Alright, so it's a little different than 18. No longer will you go into sets for these power-ups. You will go into your item binder, into the actual card, and you will click on it. In order to power up a power-up card, you will click upgrade from here. The same thing to upgrade a card. You'll go to the same UI, the same thing for both power-ups and regular cards. Alright, so for this power-up card, basically you're going to use your training chem. And your training chem, you could probably match the look of them, but basically your trainings are right here, and that's how many you put in your tier 1, 2, 3. So for each of these tiers, you get overall differences, or, well, I guess I could show it to you. You either get overall differences by going up, or you get to be able to add a scheme chemistry slot. Like I said, the scheme chemistries can be on any card. So here it is. So if you level them up, I'll show one that I did myself. I did JJ Watt because I didn't want to buy his base elite card. I didn't want to spend the coins, but I wanted a JJ Watt here to play spy for me because he's really tall. So what I did is started at tier 1. I bought his card for like 3,000 or 4,000 coins. I bought the 68 card, 70. The tiered up to tier 1, he goes to 70. Tier 2, 72. Tier 3, 74, 70, 78, 80. I'm not saying it correctly. Then you get a physical chemistry slot, 82, 84, 87. So I stopped at 87 because then the next one is 90 overall, and you actually need his base elite item to get to 90 overall. That's the first time you need that base elite item. So that is powering up the card. You can add the Houston Texans chem here. If you had more teams, you'd be able to add more teams. But the only cards that you can change the team on are the power-up cards. I think it's a mistake that EA did this, but regular golds and elites, you can't change that team chemistry. Then you can add scheme chemistries. I'll probably do a video on chemistries themselves. And then you can add a physical chemistry. These chemistries are only in power-up cards. So the sprinter one costs 1,000 power-up points. Insane, because you need 10 players with a sprinter can. You need 1,000. 10,000 training points to get +1 speed. So it's expensive, but here's the thing. I think as the year goes on, because as we see the power-up points go on, the higher overall you have, these will become a lot more affordable. Because when later in the year, when 92s are kind of just like okay cards, we'll be able to get 1,000 training chem pretty easily. So this is not early unlocks here for sprinter chem unless you're a big money spender. Then you get the brawler chem. You also get speed at tier 2 on that one. All right, and then after that, if you have that base elite item and you can unlock the ability chemistry slot, you can get these abilities like secure tackler, the pass rusher stuff, like the hot hands. I think JJ Watt might be able to get hot hands, the jump to snap, those stuff. But that would require the base elite, which I don't have and I'm not going to get. All right, so that's how you power them up through those power-up cards. So that way you don't have to actually buy that JJ Watt. All right, so what I was talking about with every card can be upgraded, though. Now, what do I mean by that? So say you get this is technically Rogers got a base elite, too. Let's go to one without, like, a power-up. Like a Derrick Henry doesn't have a power-up. You could tell he doesn't have a power-up because power-up cards will have chemistries like this right there. That little icon, that means they have a power-up card. That means this card can be upgraded. Oh, right there. He's an NAT and a power-up. All right, so that's Jimmy Graham. So basically, if you go to Derrick Henry, he doesn't have that icon, but you can still upgrade him. Now, every card, like I said, you can upgrade through the upgrade system. Basically, add a scheme chemistry slot. So once you get the scheme chemistry slot, let's go to a card that I got it on. I think just for an example, I shouldn't be using him. I did the upgrade. I wasted the 5 training chem on Ron Leary. So that way you guys can see somebody that's not powered up. I put the scheme chemistry slot for the 5 training points. He's got the Denver Broncos offensive scheme, so you can change that offensive scheme. So again, you need 5 players for this for the balanced O to be active. Everybody gets balanced O once you unlock that scheme chemistry slot. Then you get the choice of switching it up to power run, zone run, play fake, go deep, West Coast. Defense has their own custom ones. Those are offense. And the higher overall ones, you get multiple choices. So like say if you take a look at my Le'Veon Bell up here, he'll have like the chance to get 2 times 2. So let's take a look at the Team Diamond Le'Veon Bell. He has a power up card, but this is not a powered up card. Is that confusing? A little bit. But so for the offensive scheme, you can go times 2, but basically the same thing done over times 2. So it is what it is. So you can customize your squad, getting more chemistry on them by spending the points. I do not recommend spending training points on chem early on in the season. Wait a little bit, figure out your squad, what you kind of want to balance with. It's still really early, and a lot of squads are being turned over. A little bit later in the year, as you're kind of more stagnant, kind of set with your guys, then you can kind of more invest into chemistries and get to it. So that's it. That's the difference between power-ups and upgrades. And I talked about the ability chems. So there's also an interesting upgrade that not a lot of people really heard about. It's on coaches, uniforms, and stadiums. So if we just go to, did my coach have it? I don't know. I think I bought it for one of them. One of the 3. No, I didn't. So 10 to get Steelers scheme slot. Maybe it was under the stadium. Maybe I bought it under the stadium. So coaches, stadiums, and both uniforms, home and away, can get it. Upgrade. Yeah, there it is. So you also get only for Steelers players. This only boosts Steelers player, and you need to have 4 players, aka items, active. So your coach, your stadium, and both uniforms need this chemistry to get these bonuses at tier 1, then tier 2, 3, so on. They get super expensive near the end for the amount of upgrades this costs for training points. Like I said, like if you look, there's 2,000. You can look at the cost down here for tier 10. That's per item times 4 for the total cost to get that tier. That's pretty crazy. But anyways, so you can all boost your Steelers. So if you have a Steelers theme team, you could really go hard on the theme team. It's pretty nice getting all those bonuses to your theme team. And we'll do maybe a video on chemistries and breaking them down. So that is kind of the upgrades. Remember the 2 differences: power-ups can be powered up, upgrades can be upgraded. Upgrades can happen to every card. Power-ups are the specific cards. Those power-up cards you can get from the market. So you can either pull them out of packs or the market. So just go basically on the market if you want to buy a power-up card for one of your favorite players. Go to the auction house. Look under. Oh, I was looking for Le'Veon Bell. And go down here under program and search for power-ups, and it'll show you all the power-ups. Then you can type in your guy's name and it'll come up. They're not going for a whole lot of coin. You know, the more valued ones are going for a little bit more. The Le'Veons, the Julios, the guys that people are going to want to upgrade for sure. All right, let me know if you have any questions about power-ups in the comments. I think I got through most of it. I think I covered it. Hopefully this helped. Hopefully you guys understand power-ups a little bit more and the separation between power-ups and just straight upgrades and the cards and having to add the item into the card. Like Le'Veon Bell needs both the base elite and his team diamond to get to the highest overall. I guess I didn't show that off, did I? I really should show off that Le'Veon Bell now that I feel like I'm further into the video. It's longer than I wanted to go. So this Le'Veon Bell, basically I actually did talk about getting to tier. You need the base elite here. There's also power-up passes. So if you take a look at power-up passes, so like if you get a certain, like there's that level that requires Le'Veon Bell's card, and then you'll also require his next card to get to 93. That item, when it says item, it requires an item from the auction house. So there's also a power-up pass you can get from level rewards. There probably will be a way of getting this further down the line. So like this level 48 will probably be a high overall. I know there's like a level 29 one too. But that's like a level 80 to 83 power-up pass, like a low-end base elite power-up pass, which is meh. Or a legend card. Legend cards also have power-ups, but you'll have a few more items for that. So there it is. If you want to know like the best, most efficient way to get training, go to mudhead.com, click on their prices menu right here, and this will come up and it'll show you like how much. It depends on how much you have to spend. But like this Kyle Rudolph here, 13.8K for 68 chem. That's not a bad price, and then you can see how much training you can get out of it by doing this quick sell value. So you get 200 for an 83 overall. Otherwise, here are you can always look up power-ups for like legends. Like if you do the power-up for Derek Brooks right here, the 72, then you can see how other money cards you can get up there on the Brooks. So that's it. So legends and base cards have power-up cards. There'll be a lot of power-up cards, I'm guessing, on teams this year. It looks a lot better than last year. I'm liking it. I think it's an upgrade. Because we can, power down. You can end up powering down and get your coins back. So basically, if you go into this upgrade and you get an upgrade slot, all you have to do is click it again. Here, let me show you in JJ Watt. I hope I don't accidentally double click it and power down. This might actually screw me. I think it'll confirm it, right? Refund upgrade. All right, so you want to revert your tier 9 upgrade for partial refund. You'll receive 200. So I'll receive 250 training back because it cost me 500 training to do it. But I do not want to revert it. So basically, you can refund it by just clicking on it again. So there it is. There's the power up video. Hopefully, you guys understand a little bit more. Hopefully, this helps. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.